Ladies and gentlemen, you should listen to this video because when I share stocks, they are going just one way, and this is up, okay? Both Nvidia and AMD will make you the next 10 grand, 100 grand. It will make millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires out there, and they are going both to 500. And I'm not talking about Nvidia being a $250 stock and AMD going to be a $250 stock. I'm talking about each of them reaching 500 by the end of this year.
Welcome to the game. I'm the wolf of Dubai.
We will talk about PE ratios. We will talk about the major news that just came out that they are raising prices on their chip. The only way you do that is when you have absolutely mind-blowing, insane, face-ripping demand, okay? And I want to start this video with actually going into a small snippet of Huang Jensen, the CEO of Nvidia, on the latest conference where he talks a little bit about Nvidia AI and what is important in the next couple of years.
We've been talking a lot about job displacement, opportunity, short-term, long-term. Obviously, you get to see everybody applying the technology because, hey, listen, you've got the best product in town to build on. Therefore, everybody explains to you their hopes, their dreams, so you have a unique way of looking at the playing field. You have complete information that we don't have. So I want to know what you think. Don't worry, we'll fix it. What you think, what you think about job creation, transfer, displacement, et cetera. And then the second one, I've just always been curious. You got all these important people knocking on your door. You got Zuck, you got E, you got Sam Altman. He seems like he's a little bit of a headache, I'll be honest. But
he's great.
He's great. I'm joking. How do you allocate the H100s and whatever else you're selling them and still have them all like you? Because they must ask sometimes, hey, can I get extra? I'll pay you extra. So just the allocation of a finite amount of resources and then jobs.
First of all, I wrote off $5 billion worth of hoppers. If anybody would like to have some extras, just give me a call. Jobs. We use AI across the whole company. Every single software engineer today uses AI, not one left behind. 100% of our chip designers use AI. We are busier than ever. And the reason for that is because we have so many ideas that we want to go pursue. AI makes it possible for us to go pursue those ideas now that we're not doing the mundane stuff. And so I think the first idea is the more productive you are as a company, so long as you have more ideas, you could pursue those ideas. You'll go after those ideas. And I think that AI, in my case, is creating jobs. It causes us to be able to create things that other people customers would like to buy. It drives more growth. It drives more jobs. All that goes together. The other thing that to remember is that AI is the greatest technology equalizer of all time.
Okay, explain.
Everybody's a programmer now.
Yes.
You used to have to know C and then C++ and Python. And in the future, everybody can program a computer, right? Just have to get up. And if you don't know how to program a computer, you don't know how to program an AI, just go up to the AI and say, how do I program an AI? And the AI explains to you exactly how to program the AI. Even when you're not sure exactly how to ask a question, you say, what's the best way to ask the question? And it'll actually write the question for you. It's incredible. Yeah. And so it's a great equalizer. Everybody is going to be augmented by AI. Everybody's an artist now. Everybody's an author now. Everybody's a programmer now. That is all true. And so we know that AI is a great equalizer. We also know that it's not likely that, although everybody's job will be different as a result of AI, everybody's jobs will be different. Some jobs will be obsolete, but many jobs will be created. The one thing that we know for certain is that if you're not using AI, you're going to lose your job to somebody who uses AI. That, I think, we know for certain. Yeah. There's not a software programmer in the future who's going to be able to hold their own, typing by themselves.
Yeah, you can't raw dog it, no.
No, not anymore.
No raw dog.
Not anymore. You can't raw dog it. And so I'll be sure to go home and tell people,
yeah, exactly.
You're not going to raw dog this.
Yeah, get your co-pilot on. Now, what about the allocation of all these?
Okay, so the way we allocate is this. The way we allocate is this. Place a PO.
Okay. So you go to the register, you pay, you order.
First, in the old days with Hopper, it happened so fast. It wasn't possible to keep up with the demand. But now we disclose our roadmap to all of our partners a year in advance. Gives everybody a chance to plan with us. They decide how much power and how much data center space and how much CapEx they want to allocate. We plan together. We work on transitions. It's really quite early these days.
So when we talk about Nvidia and AMD, they are selling the hottest commodity out there, and this is AI chips, okay? Countries are making potentially worse for this kind of commodity, okay? There is huge disagreements for US, should we sell it to China? Which chips should we sell it? We will not allow to sell it. We will allow to sell it. The AI of China is better. What about Europe? What about Middle East? It's absolutely insane what is happening, and I have never seen something like this. Imagine the following. Imagine the US just started to make the internet great again, okay? Imagine when Google came out and US would say, Google the search of the internet is so powerful that we would restrict it to other countries. This is happening with the AI hardware, because as more hardware you have, then the bigger and better you can build the next technology wave that is either one of the greatest inventions for humanity, or it's one of the worst and the last of our invention. I know business people that are one of the best business people I have, and they are going crazy about ChatGPT. They say if ChatGPT goes offline tomorrow, they go not in the insolvency, they go into depression, okay? Because you can write everything with AI. You can write offers, you can write quotations, emails, messages, you create products, you create websites. Everybody is becoming everyone, okay? Even us in-house, when we create our own software, by the way, all the information in the link in the description. Extend day trading. If you want professional day traders to trade for you, all done for you, just by simply switching our software and receive all our trades, our day trades, and grow your portfolio, trading portfolio over the next couple of years and months. Then make sure to schedule a call if you have $10,000, and you will receive our software, and you will receive daily trades, call options on US stocks like Nvidia and AMD. This software is made by our own software team, and even for me as an entrepreneur, I see that we could do the software with much less manpower, because like one programmer is now equivalent to 10, okay? Because they don't have to write the snippets of the code. They just ask ChatGPT, make some adjustments, and so on and so forth. So one of the biggest invention in human history, the AI chips. And let's go now into a handful of news that will let explode Nvidia and AMD. Mostly those two players, absolutely insanely, to $500 this year. So the first news, about like a week ago or so, Elon Musk said that they will build data center that is currently having like 10,000 chips of Nvidia. He want to have 1 million worth of chips, okay? And this is just the beginning. Google in their earnings said that they will increase their capex from 70 something billion to 80 something billion, an increase of 12 billion. And guess where this revenue mostly goes? And in a couple of days, or actually hours, okay, on Wednesday, Meta will come out and will say how much they will spend. And Meta and Mark Zuckerberg is one of the most aggressive persons in AI right now, okay? He's buying chips, he's trying to build chips. Like, chips is the flow of this industrial revolution. And if you don't have Nvidia and AMD in your portfolio, go now and purchase as much as you can, and add every single month, okay? They are both somewhere at around like $180. So buy now, buy when they drop to 150, for sure they will, and enjoy the profits when they are at 500. And I will tell you also, you know, we will dive into the technicals of the stocks in the end of this video, but I want to go first through the news. So we had Tesla, we had Google, we had now the most important news this week, that AMD raises the chip price. Not by 10%, not by 20%. The latest chip that is like a competitor to the Nvidia chip, Blackwell GB200, they increased the price by 67%. I have heard in very rare cases where companies could increase prices by 67%. And guess what this means? This doesn't mean that, you know, oh, it's a nice product and, you know, we just want to make more margin. This means that the insane, phenomenal, sensational demand is there for the chips. And imagine when AMD will do that. What does Nvidia do? Nvidia will do the same. They will also raise the prices, because this is the only two chips that you can buy right now that are making sense in some way to put in your freaking data center. And if you don't understand this, that you fueling the only hardware, the number one, even look at this clip, please, by Donald Trump, that's had the idea of breaking up Nvidia, and what his team said to him that it's impossible to do that. And I was like a best friend with Jensen. Have a look.
And a very special thanks to some of the top industry leaders here, including somebody that's amazing. I said, look, we'll break this guy up. This is before I learned the facts of life. I said, we'll break him up. They said, don't say it's very hard. I said, why? I said, what percentages of the market does he have? Sir, he has 100%. I said, who the hell is he? what's his name? His name is Jensen Huang, NVIDIA. I said, what the hell is NVIDIA? I've never heard of it before. He said, you don't want to know about it, sir. I figured we could go in and we could sort of break them up a little bit, get them a little competition. And I found out it's not easy in that business. I said, supposing we put the greatest minds together, they work hand in hand for a couple of years. He said, no, it would take at least 10 years to catch him if he ran NVIDIA totally incompetently from now on. So I said, all right, let's go on to the next one. And then I got to know Jensen, and now I see why. Jensen, will you stand up? What a job. What a job you've done. Man.
It's like a monopoly between those companies. The funniest part is actually that Jensen Huang is the cousin of Su, the CEO of AMD. Here's a funny clip of a Formula One race where a reporter asks Su if she can speak English, okay? This is quite funny.
Else I can learn for you. Excuse me, ma'am, do you speak English?
Yes, I do.
Well, you're Marty's random person, the first one of the year. How are you and what are you doing on the grid?
I'm doing great. I'm with AMD, so we're sponsoring the Ferrari car.
Okay, yes. So we're right. So you got VIP access. Look, you've got access everywhere by the looks of it. So that's the secret. Become a sponsor of Ferrari.
Yes, thank you. It's great. Fantastic.
All right, good to see you.
So let's put the fun aside. So you can see here, increasing the price of a product that is already the hardest to get. Even I tried to send a message to NVIDIA and to try get chips, okay? He doesn't even answer to me, okay? So let's assume that you can raise the prices by 67%. The demand must be so big now that China slowly opening again, because there was some friction in the tariffs and export restrictions. That's why Nvidia went down and you could buy Nvidia for $90. And this was most probably the biggest dip buying opportunity for this kind of company in the last couple of years. I told even all my friends, like, please buy Nvidia. Like, put your earnings and savings into Nvidia. Try to get your earnings, get as much as from that into savings and put the savings to Nvidia, and you will thank me later. And just 4 months later, we are all seeing doubling of those stock prices, okay? So I believe that you are on the right spot watching this video by seeing this news. And also you have all the analysts that saying, you know, the earnings will be insane over the next couple of months. And even the last news that I'm about to talk is the Europe Union decided that they will buy 40 billion worth of chips of the US producers, you know? So with all of that, you see like the news flow is insane. And I would love to now into the technicals of the stocks and telling you like why I see 500 possible and how the stocks currently look like, you know, compared to the last couple of months, and are they a little bit priced higher or lower, you know, or whatever, or Faguzi, you know, let's go into that. The Wall Street story is currently chips, okay? Even for us in our day trading group, we are trading chips almost every day very successfully, and you are just need to buy options, you know, that's what we do. But in your long-term portfolio, you want to just buy and buy and buy and buy and buy, okay? So Nvidia currently sits at a PE ratio of 57. And since the April lows of like 70, I think like the lowest, what was the lowest here? It always says 86, guys, okay? 86. I think the PEG ratio, which is the PE ratio, and considering also the growth of the revenue sale, was like 17, which was insanely low, okay? So you can see here, since then, we made about like, you know, 87%. Why I think we could more than double from here, okay? I believe that you have three drivers. First is the momentum, and momentum can get absolutely crazy, all right? Because you have to see those weekly gains of, let's say here the last week we made 3.78% in Nvidia are compounding, right? So you don't need like 100%, you need like every day 2-3%, then sometimes 5% for good news, you know, earnings comes maybe 10%. It can go quite quickly. But the bigger reason I think will be also the sentiment. The sentiment on Wall Street is the money flow back to the US because all the tariffs were overblown. There will be a time where maybe we see pullback. If you look into the 1 month chart, maybe I would say like 165-ish, 160. I think 150 is also a very big level. So maybe you see a drawdown, but you see the crazy thing about those drawdowns, even when you see like 140s, and then we had the DeepSeek, we had a chips export restriction for Nvidia, and the stock went down within like, what was it? Like 1.5 months, 30%. And then it goes 100% up almost, okay? So this is what you see also in the Corona time. Like in the 2020 time, it goes first crazy down and then astronomically high. And this is normal for the stock market, okay? We have much bigger bull runs, and the bull runs can get much more crazier than you can ever think. And that's why your best strategy just to buy every single day or every month or whatever. Whenever you have cash, just buy some, okay? That's the best what you can ever do for your financial life. AMD actually had something similar, not that big of a crash, like Nvidia, like 33% only, but a much bigger run since the very lows, okay? 130%. And PE ratio is a little bit higher, 130. And I believe that when it goes back, AMD is much more volatile. So maybe like 150s, also 140s, 130s is a big level for AMD as well. 160s, also 65. Those are the levels that are mentionable. But don't try to time the market. The news can come out, and you see another 20% run. Then you say, oh no, it's too expensive. Just buy, okay? Just buy those things, okay? This is the opportunity now. Let's go into one of my favorite ways to see how expensive or how pricey the stocks is, and then we go into the conclusion, because one of my favorite tool here is just macro trends. Okay, you go to macro trends, NVDA PE. It's for free, just look it up, and then you see the historic PE ratio of Nvidia, okay? So here you can see in 2019, the PE was like 20s, right? Then we went up, 2020, everything went up, everything went quite crazy. So if you go to those crazy times, we can go to 80, that's like 30% premium. If you adjust the PE, everything stays the same. Then we had crazy runs after the ChatGPT area where the PE ratio was 150. So if you account for that, then usually Nvidia should be already at 450, just when it goes crazy, okay? And I believe it will go crazy in the future. If Nvidia says in the earnings, like we would sell 3 times as many chips if we could produce them, right? So those kind of words should come soon for those two companies. And I think that you are not ready, okay? And you have to think about this as well. When a company grows like AMD, like Nvidia, so fast, then you have adjusted PE ratios all the time, okay? Every 3 months, maybe the PE ratio from now goes down to 40 or 35, and then it's cheaper again, and then the stock goes up 30-40%. And because they keep on the momentum, it goes higher, much higher, okay? And then we maybe see after earnings 220 in Nvidia and the 250, right? And then we just have another 100% when the interest rates go down and everybody goes after risk assets, everything grows, and you know how crazy it can be, okay? So make me a favor, or 2 favors actually. Buy both companies right now, average down, and also make sure to visit the link into the description, X and Day Trading, if you want to be part of our group. Schedule a call with me personally, and we will see if we can help you as well if you have $10,000 or more. And I see you tomorrow, because we have here every single day videos about those growth stories and those 10x companies just for you. So make sure to stay tuned, and I see you tomorrow. And remember, the grass is greener on the other side.